You like Vicks? I like the cold. Okay, so hi, welcome to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Jose, as you can see in my channel name. I'm not really much of a high energy person, but for the sake of these, I guess not sake of these videos, I'm here to actually talk about things. So have you ever been curious about things like, well, astrology? So I'm not an accredited astrologer, but I am an accredited teacher. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to do this series now from this channel that I have. I might move it on to a different channel, so we don't know yet. But in this case, I want to talk about what I'd like to call microbiology, micro-astrology. So this is my take on doing the little things and working specifically with asteroids. With my research that I've been doing for about a year now, less than a year, I discovered over 100, 200. I have like a 460 page cheat sheet for it. Too much to memorize. I'm not going to say, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. But I do have a cheat sheet. So I'm going to look into that today and tell you something about what in terms of if you're new to astrology, if you want to go deep dive into astrology, you want to go more specific, there are the basic planets, of course, but I like to go deeper because I like to go more in detail and more specific and deeper. And astrology has actually helped me with that. But asteroids in particular have helped me with that. There's always more to learn. There's always more to learn, and there's always more to learn. So we're talking today about roadblocks. What are those roadblocks? So according to my research here, there is, of course, just to give you a visual here, I'm actually going to share this picture here. Where is it? Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So it's my asteroids. You can see it's huge. It's very, very top. It's like 100. Well, you can't really see it. But anyways, it's a huge list. So what I discovered about roadblocks, specific about roadblocks, barriers, walls, there are several asteroids that work with it. One is Cassandra. Now, for those who don't know Cassandra, in mythology, this is where the mythology comes in terms of how it plays a role in the use of it in astrology. So she was, I think she was blocked from having, she was blocked from having, getting into the temple or something like that. I don't remember, but I did write down a specific reason. Something about the Trojan War. Let me go back here. Sometimes when I do these research, sometimes the words change based on what I label the mythology from into what I'm actually using. But it is something to do with because love affairs, extra stress, application, protect. As you can probably see, I'm going through this as quickly as I can for those who are very much like okay, so if you're not like a long haul kind of guy like I am, that's totally fine. Okay. Yeah, I believe I came up with this roadblock is because she has hindrances from being people believing her. So that's how I tied that with that. There's Cassandra with that one. She's in the mythology. She's the one who, she was what is this? What people didn't believe her for what she had these abilities apparently. Apollo cursed her into having this ability, but at the same time, because she was being offered a hand in marriage. So there's that. It's a long story, quite actually, so I'm not going to go through through the whole thing. So I'm just going to skip over the next one, but that is one asteroid that there's a potential. Now keep in mind when it comes to astrology, there is always a potential for it to be about this. It depends on where you are, how it's connected to the planets, how it's the other aspects connected. Like, I mean, if there's aspects to the other planets, if there are aspects to specific points, or you really have to look deeper into it. And if that's that kind of person you are, great. There's also Gilgamesh. He's also about blocks and obstacles, because he was on his way to rescue his best friend. I forgot what his name was. He was in Hades, but he couldn't, or he was on the river or something like that. He said, let me see here. Journey beyond water. So Gilgamesh, from entering the, she tries, there is divine meets Siduri, the divine alewife. Okay, so according to the mythology that's typed in, yes, this is Wikipedia. I'm actually quoting these in quotation marks. So a citation. For those who went to university, citation is very important if you want to, you quote your sources, because that's important. You're giving the credit to them. What I'm doing is I'm rewording it and I'm interpreting it the way I do. I didn't want to copy other astrologers who have done this asteroid, asteroid studies in asteroids. I don't want to do that. I believe, I forgot who it was it Philip Sedgwick? Somebody else. Anyways, so I discovered that one of the things that Gilgamesh represents, just like any other planet, they represent multiple things. Like Mercury is not just communication; it's also about travel. It's also about going to the underworld, going to the subconscious, and all that stuff. Mercury is basically also about roads, and so kind of Mercury is tied to that. So if Mercury is tied to this, you'll see what it is. But we're not going to Mercury. So the point is that they have multiple meanings. So Gilgamesh also represents roadblock. If you look at the mythology here, see, according to the wording in mythology, whoever posted this, they said that there was an attempt. There was an attempt to persuade him to accept death as inevitable and not journey beyond the waters, because he wanted to save his friend or something like that. Yeah, so that's a roadblock. So that can be also figurative and also literal. I find that works for me. There's one at the end of this video that I will share with you that I found that worked for me. Okay, actually, because there's construction going on here, it's very much timely. Thetis is not really that. I noticed that she's more about emotional roadblocks. We're gonna remove Thetis. This is the last part. Cerberus. For those who don't know Cerberus, he's a three-headed dog that guards Hades, or guards the underworld. Right? He's the pet of Hades, so to speak, but not really. He's a lot of many things. Like, he's about responsibility. He's about duty to his job. He's about vigilance. He's about many things. Among them is being a blockade. So he blocks the entrances to Hades, right? He kind of he swallows you and throws you up if you're worthy of living again. Something about the mythology. So he does also rule regurgitation. That's a funny one. But I believe it's regurgitation. Yeah. Or poison. Yeah, toxic stuff. So poison, venom, all that stuff. Because he had venom in his teeth, so he rules that. But he also rules blockades, entrances, and exits. I remember back a few months ago, there was construction going on here, and then I couldn't get deliveries sent to my house. So what happened was, I basically was wondering, when is this going to end? But before I did that, I decided, let me consult these charts. So I looked up Cerberus, and I looked up my cheat sheet, and I typed in roadblocks or barricades, walls, whatever, all of that together. And the one that I came across is Cerberus for sure. But Cerberus was actually in my 10th house, opposite of my Mercury-Uranus at that time. This was like months ago. And I noticed that it was like, okay, well, my opposite of my 10th house is my 4th house. So that's the home environment that I'm in. So it kind of made sense. But I was wondering, does this actually apply right now? So I went into it and I looked up where it was. I kind of surveyed myself around here, and I said, what's going on here? So when I looked up Cerberus, sorry, I'm kind of digressing. So Cerberus, and that's the one I found that's opposite. So I said opposition is coming to terms. It's kind of coming across kind of like challenges, but kind of balancing that and learning to accept things. So it made sense, because it was literally it wasn't a perfect opposition. For those who don't know opposition is an aspect in astrology. Okay. Anyway, so Cerberus was opposite my Mercury-Uranus, or I think one of the planets in my 4th house. But the point is that it was opposite of my 4th house, and lo and behold, there was this construction. The other thing that's beautiful about it is I looked up, where is Cerberus exiting this aspect? This is literally, if it's meaning like exiting the aspect. If it's no longer aspecting, that means the roadblock will most likely kind of dissipate or disappear, or they will leave. And here's the funny part. I calculated how many it was. It was about like 1 to 2 weeks. And then guess what I did? I called my city, and I called them. I said, "Do you know how long this construction is going to take her? Take? There's like roadblocks. I don't know. I'm afraid I can't get delivery." And after much discussion about it, they calculated and said they estimated about 2 weeks. And lo and behold, it was gone after about a week or so. And it was amazing. It's like, wow. Talk about coincidences? No, I don't think so. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys that's the one that's the strongest one for me, I find, based on my research. Cerberus is about roadblocks, and so if you're experiencing some sort of roadblocks, go look it up, look up the mythology, and you'll see what it is. Okay? If you have any comments, questions down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.